Hey guys, Jarrell here, GreyWolf TV, and we are back with our reactions to Fringe. We're on to episode 3 of season 2. Now the last episode, again, was a kind of a one-off story, which really reminded me of the X-Files. However, what we did get was Nina giving a name to Olivia for her to go and see this guy called Sam Weiss, who seems to know what Olivia is going through with the trauma that she's had from the crash, which Walter has also been trying to investigate what exactly happened to her. And he said, have the headaches started yet? Because they will. So he seems to know more. And she seems to have developed some sort of acute sense of hearing, which is weird. I don't know whether that's going to continue, and we'll see and find out. It may tell us in this episode, it may not. So, get comfortable and watch episode 3 with me.
Yes, Colonel.
It's time. Get to Suburban Station. You'll be wearing a black trench coat carrying a black briefcase.
Ah, there we go. That's gotta be him, right?
What's about? What'd I do? Give me the briefcase now.
All right.
Rabbit goes around the tree, then through the hole.
Yeah, I know how to tie my shoes.
Knowing how isn't the issue. You suffered some wicked head trauma.
Yeah, what exactly did you do for Nina Sharp?
You've got circles around your eyes, pale skin.
No.
You don't get more than 2 or 3 hours at a stretch, do you?
This last part is what caught my eye. They can't find any explosive residue at the scene.
EMP disabling devices at every entrance, explosive material sensors.
We checked, and not a single sensor is tripped.
Rather unpleasant young woman is interfering with my work.
Is he with you?
Yeah, but don't hold that against me.
Salty. Silica, I guess. And I'll need to examine the rest of the body. If that's all right with you, miss.
Guys, found this wedged in a bench. It's a badge, Philly PD. Officer Gillespie.
I was wrong. The crystal. I think it's not geologic in origin after all. In fact, I'm certain it's organic.
It was about 20 seconds before the bomb went off.
So, why did we lose picture before the explosion?
Yes, I do remember. Melissa was a playmate, Miss July, right? Putting together a jigsaw of a nude centerfold was Walter's idea of how to explain, what was it? Human reproduction to his 10-year-old son.
Excellent.
So, apart from the obvious, anything out of the ordinary?
Needle marks between the toes. From his tissues, it appears to cause a chemical reaction on the cellular level.
Oh. She's remembering. Oh my God.
The headache. Did the doctor say that would happen?
They said they might. That it was totally normal.
Oh, we got somebody else.
Colonel.
We need to talk. Captain Burgess.
You're going to D.C. on Friday. Hotel reservations, plane tickets, all self-explanatory. Now that phone, keep it with you at all times.
The headache started.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's about time.
Can you just cut the Yoda crap and tell me what's happening to me?
Headaches mean you finally sparked the battery. You've been experiencing an acute nominal aphasia, Agent Dunham. It's common with head trauma. Parts of your brain are still asleep, but once they wake up, all that memory will get flushed out.
How is that going to help my memory? I mean, how is that going to help me at all?
Well, for starters, it might teach you some patience.
Given the amount of serum that we found in his tissue and the rate at which it would have metabolized, I suspect that he would have had to inject it every day for a very long time.
Well, how long?
At least a year, I would think. Some sort of trigger causes these bonds to blast apart.
This trigger. Could it be a radio wave? There was some sort of interference on the security tapes inside the train station,
yes.
most likely caused by radio waves.
Yes, I suppose. suppose so.
According to this file, Gillespie should have died in Iraq.
Project Tin
Words
Man,
that
that's
should
what
never
he
show
said.
up in a sentence. Classified experimental military project. How much you want to bet that Tin Man has everything to do with those injections that Gillespie was taking?
Of course it has.
It says here the Project Tin Man was shut down.
Shortly after Dan Gillespie returned home.
They always say shut down.
All the names of the U.S. military personnel associated with the project were redacted from the record.
I may be able to help. But I'm going to need a few things first. I know somebody who could help us find those doctors.
Seems a long way to go for him, maybe.
Well, we have to assume that Gillespie was not a solitary event. There may be others out there like him, walking bombs. We don't have 2 weeks to wait.
What is it you need?
Private air transportation, $20,000 in cash, and a passport without my real name in it.
Just injecting a very small amount of the serum into the watermelon, just to crystallize it.
So you're using radio waves like Peter suggested?
Yes. The same principle applied to proximity fuses in World War II aerial bombs. Oh, that's good. This is it.
Uh-oh.
Quickly, what's the frequency?
331.6 megahertz. What happened? It stopped.
I'm not sure.
Huh.
Works.
No more fruit.
Dr. Malik Youssef. Peter Bishop. Olivia Dunham. Assalamu alaikum.
وعليكم السلام. من يفهم إنه اشتغلت بمستشفى أمريكانيا.
نعم. كانت تنقذ حياة الناس.
A program called Tin Man?
The soldiers had been exposed to a synthetic neurotoxin, a nerve agent developed under Saddam.
Cyanogen.
Yes. We had been trying to find a way to neutralize it, to counteract the effects.
We know of one, Daniel Gillespie.
Daniel. Kind man.
Do you remember their names?
Of course.
We need
their
them.
lives. There was John Clump, Ross Kavanagh, and Diane Burgess.
That's gotta be her.
Okay, Diane, you're all set. Suitcase is at the front door.
We had discovered that after it built up in human tissue, it reacted in a very unexpected way.
It turned people into bombs.
Yes. There was a man, a colonel. When the program was shut down, he argued it should be continued.
I bet he did.
His name?
Gordon, Colonel Raymond Gordon.
Shukran, Doctor.
We believe it's this man, Colonel Raymond Gordon. The Pentagon lost contact with Colonel Gordon 6 months ago. He's off the grid. On that point, we suspect that Diane Burgess is unaware she is being used in a suicide bombing, which means that she is also a potential victim here. We're gonna do everything that we can to get her back to her family, alive.
Snipers ready. Target sighted. Arriving Federal Center Station, south corner.
Is there an EMP detection device at this station?
All capital transportation hubs have been installed after 9/11.
Yes, Colonel.
Your contact will be wearing a black trench coat. I have a briefcase for you.
Same again.
Accept the briefcase and proceed by taxi back to your hotel.
That's it. That's the VHF signal. She'll detonate in 30 seconds.
We're speaking to a man with a briefcase. It is not Gordon. Can you get a lock on the signal?
We can't get a lock.
Then jam that signal.
We're jamming the signal. I'm not risking these lives to capture Gordon.
Sir, it's not working. This signal's too strong for our equipment. I'm locked out. We have a problem.
Dunham. Attempts to jam the signal will fail. She's going to detonate.
I spotted Gordon.
Stop him.
Taking him out.
Nice, Peter. That's what I said, smash it.
I just got here.
I know, but I'm tired. It's been a long day. You look like you could use some sleep yourself.
She's getting pissed off.
Come back tomorrow. By then, I'll have found you the perfect bowling ball.
Now, you listen to me, you son of a bitch. I am not here to bowl, or to try on shoes, or to have you play games with my head. I am here because I was told that you could fix me.
had to send them a message.
The Pentagon. They said I'd had a psychiatric break.
I told them what I'm telling you, that they are here, collecting data, making observations. They've been planning for war. And they've been passing information via courier, right under our noses. We don't know who they are, but I can tell you what they want. They want to exterminate us. So they are studying us, one way or another. We'll find out who they are. But by then, I suppose it won't really matter. Because whatever is in those cases is going to destroy us all.
Okay, first off, that was a really good episode. Enjoyed that very much. But that last 2 minutes has just blown my mind. So he has been doing this to try and send a message. They don't know who they are, but they're watching, they're collecting data, and they're preparing for war. And it's the Observer. Oh my god! What the hell does that mean? And I believe that Colonel when he says that the Pentagon have said, yeah, they told you I was crazy, didn't they, that I had a psychotic break? Because he told them and they didn't want to hear it. Oh my god, I think there's so much more to that. I like how this series can give what's seeming to be a completely random sequence of events and storyline, and then throw in little bits of info here and there that seem to expand and move what appears to be the main storyline forward. Wow. And that scene with Sam and Olivia there was absolutely marvellous. He purposely, for the last 2 or 3 meetings, has been getting Olivia to turn up and tie her shoes and do this and take scores of this, and he's purposely trying to get her under her skin and annoy her, because he sees she's someone who doesn't have very much patience for messing around. And it worked beautifully. As soon as she felt like she was just being screwed around here and messed about, she just jumped up and pointed that gun in his face, and then realised that she stood up without a cane. It's all in their head. It's all psychological. He seems to know his stuff. I don't know whether he's some sort of professor or... He says he's not a counsellor or anything like that, but he knew what would work with her. Wow. That was great. So, that has now left us with yet more questions as to what this Observer guy is doing and why he's really here. According to that Colonel there, that's making it out like they have a completely ulterior motive. All we know of is of him, so there's more of them? And where did they come from? Are they from this parallel universe? I have no idea. I'm presuming it's too early for me to know at this point. Right, guys, that was episode 3, and I really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Let me know what you think of the video down in the comments. Also, don't forget to follow me over on Twitter for all the latest updates. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe, turn your notifications on, and you know when all my videos will release. I will be back for another episode of Fringe later in the week. This was the second one for this week, so we'll be back with 2 for next week. So until then, guys, thanks very much for watching. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.